No. Okay, hang on. Wait a minute. It is 1:20 on Saturday, the 11th of October, and we have a ravenous kitty beast. Not really a kitten, is it? But, yeah. Hey, Glitter Kitten is not interested in the camera, intent on chowing down on some cat biscuits. So we've popped down here today, not our usual day, Saturday. Because I need to get some cherry tomatoes for dehydrating. That was the main plan. Just doing a bit of harvesting, basically. I have brought the drone because it's a very still and overcast day, which is pretty much perfect for doing some drone photos. There is someone else down the plot, but I think they're far enough away that I don't mind taking the drone up. There's obviously tomatoes to harvest. There's always tomatoes. I don't actually think there's that many more cherries to go in my cherry dehydrator, but cherry tomato dehydrate, I should say. It's not cherries, but yeah. We'll harvest all the tomatoes that are ready. I have a big pot of passata on at home right now. Also, I'm just going to back up a bit. I'm going to harvest these jalapenos. That's the word I want, jalapenos. And there should be some jalapenos in the greenhouse as well. So I'm just going to pop over to the greenhouse and have a quick look in there. Things are jungle-like. I mean, this yucky blue has now grown so much it's covering this whole area, and I should probably find a way to tie it back. I actually should stick some of my stick one of my little hats on that post, maybe. That looks a bit big for the hats. But yeah, we have various things ripening up in here. You can see some sugar rush stripies right here that are actually stripy, so that's nice. But there's the jalapenos hiding behind the sugar rushes. So there's a bunch of jalapenos back there. There we go, look at that, cluster of them. Lots of red on this unknown chili variety here that is not a Scotch bonnet. And there's quite a bit of red down in the Naga, so I might be crawling around down there to try and pick some of them whilst they're still plump and juicy. It has just turned into a total jungle at this end of the greenhouse. Anyway, we're not supposed to be here for long. I've got cooking and things to do. I'm thinking of trying to do a quince chutney, maybe. So I've got lots of quinces that need processing. That over there on the other side of the field is the community orchard. So I think we might pop down there and see if we can grab a handful of apples, because that's good for the chutney making. We shall see. Anyway, time to crack on with that harvest. Is this a plum tree or a drone tree? I just had a fairly successful little drone flight and should have some good overhead plot photos. And I was sort of cruising around lower altitude as the battery was getting low, planning to see how the cat reacted to the drone. And then I landed in a tree. I did say I was going to prune this plum tree, so that has got a slight head start with a few trimmed leaves. Glitter Kitten, on the other hand, has not seemed at all fussed by the drone, and is now lying down and having a nap. So it seems. It was lying sort of on its side with its belly up, but we know that that's a trap. Okay, back to that harvesting, hey? Okay, it's 3:15 p.m. and we're done here for our little harvesting trip. Some of my 3D printed cane topper string holders, hats have been deployed to tame the chilli jungle a bit. Look at all of those madravijas. God, I hope we get a bunch of ripening there before the weather's too late, because that's what I like to make a nice yellow chili sauce out of, with turmeric and ginger. It's very tasty. We're all out of it now, so as I try to back out of here without tripping over, you'll see that it's a bit clearer. We've tied up the yucky blue a bit as well with another one of those hats up there. Really happy with the hats, and hopefully next year, with a bit more organisation and more time looking after plants and less time building the allotment plot, we'll make more use of them and generally look after plants better in general. That's our harvest today. Full basket. More tomatoes, a bunch of chilies. So the tomatoes, we've got some cherries in there which will go in with the ones I'm going to dehydrate. And there's some jalapenos which I'm planning on pickling, and that's just the regular old tomato harvest. We also grabbed some of the red chilies and some stripies, and I'll decide what we're going to do with them. But yeah, that's it. I've done a bit of watering. We've not watered for quite a while because the cooler temperatures really mean we don't need it. But I've watered the chilies and I've watered the tomatoes over in the polytunnel. So yeah, that's it. Signing off. And we'll be back down here tomorrow, hopefully, where it is predicted to be a bit sunnier. And get some more done, including rescuing that fence. The cat's very keen to get that done. The fence is still leaning down in the ditch there. So tomorrow I'll be coming in my overalls and gumboots. Okay. Now time to get over to that orchard and scrump some apples. What's that inky mess? It's ink caps. As I mentioned, we have popped across to the orchard to grab some apples for chutney. The sign on the trees near these say Bramleys. I don't know if Bramleys normally go red, but apparently they're Bramleys. But yeah, look at all these shaggy ink caps. We're going to grab a couple. I'll fry them up to pop in our burger tonight. Okay, we've grabbed ourselves a little harvest of ink caps, shaggy ink caps, and look at these ones. Oh, velvety things. I don't know if that's a velvet shank or something else, but we're leaving them be. That's just the ink caps we're after. So our goodie bag is a nice pile of ink caps and a nice pile of Bramley apples. Okay. Well, now that I'm doing a bit of grounds maintenance for my landlord, I have a direct access to the fresh grass clippings, which can come here and go straight onto the compost pile, rather than sitting in a bin and going manky. Not doing much down here. I've got the strimmer, so doing a quick strim and rescuing that fence from the back. The care and the community team have sorted out the big pile of trash. I don't know what the plan with all that is. The guy who manages the site told us about burning it or something, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to wander down to the plot with the old strimmer. Good old electric Makita jobby. So yeah, we were going to do more today, theoretically, but the sun that was promised never happened. It was all foggy this morning, and it's not much fun working in the mist because it just sort of goes straight through you. And you get or clammy. Not into that. So I did a little bit of bits and pieces around the house and did the stuff I've got to do for the landlord. And now we're just nipping down here to do a bit of a quick tidy up with the strimmer since I had it out. And yeah, pick some chillies and rescue that fence from out the back. But yeah, look, I'm going to strim along here and crack on with a few things. Glitter Kitten here to say hello. Oop, sounds like Glitter Kitten has the hiccups. Glitter Kitten's already been fed and I suspect has chowed down a bit too heavily. Okay, that's the front done. Next job is to strim the DMZ so we can get to the collapsed fence down the back there. Right, that's a bit better. And that's the fence out of the ditch. Very roughly leant back up there. That'll blow over in the next breeze. So, see if I can come up with some way to slightly better secure it. If I had some cable ties, I'd cable tie it to the back of that IBC for starters. We'll see what we can do. I'm not going to bother to strim that area there just yet. Okay, right. Not quite sure how this video is going to work, but this is the view from under the Naga March. See some nice red fruits here. I've actually already harvested a few of these really red ones, but I decided that since I was down here crouching, well, lying, I'm actually lying on my back under the chillies. I thought I'd get some strange under the plants footage. What else can we see up here? We can see that there's some ripening 7-pot primos over there, so that's cool. Anyway, that's quite enough of that. I'm going to pick these chillies and stop lying in the dirt. Ow. It's a trap. Ow, 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 ow. It's currently 16:25 on Sunday, the 12th of October. I think we got down here maybe an hour ago, probably a bit less. We haven't done a lot. We've just did that bit of strimming. Uprighted the fence, and I've been crawling around on the ground in here harvesting some chillies. We really had to get right under there, so I was lying on my back under there and did a little bit of footage up into the chillies. If that works out, I'll insert that right here. But yeah, things are cracking on down here. The kitten came and said hello again out there. But I've got some footage of that and I'll put it together in some order. It's all been a bit bitty today. But I've got things to do at home, so we're not going to hang out. We're going to head off. Okay, signing off. It appears we have grown a cat on our allotment plot.